Coming soon to own on
YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, y'all know it's Halloween. It's October, month of Halloween. It's gonna be a lot of horror related stuff, coming up. And you feel me? Let's get straight into it. Horror movies I'll die instantly in.
Now we have finally entered the month of October, and with October comes one of the best seasons of all time. Something we all mess with, something that probably makes us all feel great and thrive in our
Horror
lives.
movies.
Something that can take away the depression completely away from somebody as if it never happened and make them the happiest they've ever been. And that is horror! Now I'm gonna keep it 100 in. When it comes to different media, I hate horror, man. It's not my shit. I don't mess with
What?
that all, man. If you're a person who can sit in a dark alone by themselves and watch a dark horror movie like The Conjuring or Smile and not get shook at it, you're a weirdo. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, the first time I ever watched Conjuring, it was at 2 o'clock at night. I heard it was scary, but I wasn't believing that shit. And I'm not gonna I didn't sleep that night. I barely slept for the rest of that week. That shit had me at the first watch, that shit had me tweaking.
Sicko! You're probably a murderer in disguise, you fiend! Get out my sight, man! But for real though, I've watched a decent amount of horror movies in my life, and most of them are low-key good and interesting. When you watch it in broad daylight, I don't ever watch horror movies late at night. What do you think this is?
Ironically, I only watch horror movies towards like afternoon and night. I don't even do that on purpose.
That's what gets people overthinking, thinking a murderer is about to bust up in their crib. It's mad. But with some of the horror movies I've watched by myself and the different YouTube videos on people giving their opinions saying how they can survive certain horror movies, or just straight up box with the villains in a fight as if these men were even on the same playing field, you will get smoked, you liar. You have no chance. But it got me thinking, what about a video about horror movies that you would definitely die in? Movies where
If it's Final Destination, nigga, I'm not smart enough to keep up with that shit. Just go ahead, bro. Take me, big bruh. Big bruh, just take me, bro. I'm not smart enough for Final Destination.
plot armor wouldn't come to save you like it does with the MC, and you get finessed in the first 10 seconds. Movies where living comfy in your crib would be your biggest downfall, and now you have to have a one-on-one with a demon. Movies where you think it would be the easiest to survive, but in reality, you probably end it yourself. And I thought I would bring up some movies I've seen that definitely fit these categories, because most
this
horror movies
long-ass
hold you in the
intro.
end. You ain't meant to win them, man. It's rigged. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. Beginning with...
So, yeah, go ahead and take me out, big bruh. Cause like if you haven't watched it, the way like basically he does is like he takes people that have done bad or like corrupt things and he puts them in this like vigorous traps where like you have to like sacrifice something or choose to do something, sacrifice a body part, and it's like very mind constructive. And it's just really like hard to do, and it's like you barely have time to solve it. What if I got put in one of them traps? I'm just sitting there, bro. I'm fucked. There's no way I'm solving that shit. Unless I had to sacrifice somebody to save my own life, I'm sacrificing that nigga.
Now, I'm not gonna lie here, I've only seen a couple of Saw movies. The first 3 since they were all on Netflix, and then a while back I watched Jigsaw and Saw X. But I definitely have enough receipts to talk about these movies. Hopefully we're all familiar with the Saw series. If not, let me break it down for you. So in Saw, you get people who get put into scenarios where the Jigsaw murderer, which in the first movie is known as a man named John Kramer, who's out here putting certain types of bad people like criminals, addicts, or just straight up dickheads into death traps. And his whole ideology behind this is that he says he's out here testing their will to survive. And he sits in his chair justifying it, saying that he's not a murderer as he's giving you an option to survive. Acting as
he's
if
a
it's
murderer.
justice towards certain people whose lives got messed over by the same people Jigsaw put into the traps. Which would make sense if Jigsaw wasn't out here rigging this shit, cause you'll never win, he's a liar. This guy's the most bullshit murderer I've ever seen. He literally abducts people and puts them in hold scenarios where there's no way of coming out, you're finished. For example, in Saw 1, we have the iconic reverse bear trap, which
First bear trap, I'm crying. There's there's nothing. I'm just crying.
Amanda Young was put in by Kramer to test her, and luckily enough, she was able to win and get the trap off her head. But to do this, she had to kill her cellmate by stabbing him in the stomach while he was still alive and taking out the key to unlock the bear trap. Now, I'm not gonna lie here. Jigsaw rigged this trap so she could win. This some bullshit. He gave her the most freest part she could ever have to win. She literally had to do nothing to herself. She had to take somebody else out for her own survival. And in most case scenarios, that's very possible. That's mad achievable. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still pretty dark, but still, you can do that. And compared to the rest of the Saw traps other people went through, this shit
I'm trying to think which Saw it was, but there was a Saw. It was like a merry-go-round full of people. It was like one person standing on the other side watching the merry-go-round go by. It was like the dude had to put his hand in there, and like a needle will pierce through his hand every time, and that means he chose to save somebody. If he didn't, they shot him. That was like probably the hardest thing I ever seen.
It's mad easy, bro. It was easy. And then right after this, Amanda goes ahead to become the apprentice to Jigsaw, who was also out here designing and holding people by putting them in certain death traps they definitely wouldn't win. And right after this trap, you see the rest of them throughout the movies? Yeah, end it all, man. The next I want to bring to your attention is the flammable jelly trap. And in this trap, Jigsaw's put a man in a room and has poisoned him. And the only way to get the antidote is to get into the safe. But to get into the safe, you have to find a combination. And the combination is somewhere on the walls of the room. Now, in the room, it's dark as shit. So to even read the walls, Mark, who's the guy who gets put into the test, has to use a candle to read it. But you see, he's covered in jelly that can light him on fire. Not to mention, Jigsaw put broken glass on the floor, and that was definitely put there on purpose to make this guy stumble. Now in this trap, what the hell can you do, man? You're walking on broken glass, cutting up your feet, which is most likely gonna mess up your balance. Then on top of that, you have to go around the room with a candle that can burn you alive if you even face the light a little bit towards you. And the worst bit about this, the whole logic behind it, the thinking process, the crazy idea that drove Kramer to put him in this trap in the first place, was because the man missed work. This man just wasn't pulling up to his corporate job, which I know for
nigga forgot to no call no show one time. He pulled a no call no show one time. Niggas get put in an entire soul trap. And them the niggas y'all can't be working for.
Millions of people do. Everybody bunk shit. I never joined my lessons in lockdown. I was out here playing OG Fortnite. I was never going to school. And just because he didn't go to work, he killed him. He's a hater, man. How is this justice? Giant corporations are evil anyway. Kramer, you might as well admit you're part of them. You're evil. The possible chance that you would survive the flammable death trap is the 1%. I'll give you the 1 because, you know, RNG can come a lot sometimes. You might pull through, but you probably won't. The reverse bear trap Amanda went through is a 40% chance, because even though it's one of the easiest ones to get through, you only have 1 minute to get it done, and you also...
Exactly. That 1 minute, like, I feel like in real life, if you had 1 minute to tear through somebody's stomach, you wouldn't find it, or you wouldn't find their intestines. Like, I feel like you wouldn't find the key. But it's definitely the easiest soul trap.
Have to kill somebody, and your mental state is definitely going to be mashed up. Your brain will probably start doing backflips, getting you to waste time. So in turn, you probably just waste enough time to get packed. You're finished it. And then there's a lot more other traps throughout the entire series that just full on hold everyone. Like the bathroom in the first movie, you had to chop your leg off. But as soon as you do that, you will die, bro. You'll probably bleed to death. You'll pass out. The angel trap, finished. Because even if you somehow get the key out of the acid, the key probably would have dissolved so much, because at first you probably hesitate to get it. Then by the time you actually get the key out, it wouldn't work anymore. So it's unbeatable. It's some bullshit. And John himself just makes shit mad personal, because in Saw 2, throughout the whole movie, he just wanted to get at Eric Matthews by using his son. And he put his son into a game, and compared to everybody else who was there, he didn't do nothing. And you know how old he was when he was in the game? He was 14. What shit could a 14-year-old do? So what was the point of using him when Kramer is enough of a genius and had Amanda working beside him that he could have just kidnapped Eric somewhere else? How did it end up with him taking his son? Or he could have died in there. That's mad. This is the same guy who says he acts out of justice, but then he went for a kid. He's a sicko, man. Get him out of here.
Nah, he don't act out of justice. He's a very evil nigga.
Like, the whole game in itself is like a 30-70 chance of survival. The odds are against you from jump. Like, you're better off sleeping in the corner than you want to try and survive. Just let it happen to you, because this guy doesn't even want you to think that you can win. As soon as he puts you in the game, he might as well just shot you in the face. His games are fake. He wants you to die. And if I was a player in Jigsaw's traps, well, hopefully I wouldn't be. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't do shit.
A Quiet Place? Nah, A Quiet Place? For those who haven't seen it, he's probably going to explain, but Quiet Place was like a movie where like these aliens invaded, like super strength. They're big, they're strong, and they attack wherever they hear sound. I think, because I feel like it's hard to stay quiet, but it's not hard to talk. Like my movements would get me caught before I couldn't keep my mouth shut or couldn't keep like my noises quiet. I don't know.
Now, when it comes to A Quiet Place, it looks like it's not that hard to survive. I'll be so real. Once again, I haven't seen all the movies, only the first one. But from what I've seen, is that all you have to do is stay quiet, move in silence, don't move a muscle, and take a vow to never speak or move a certain way for the rest of your life. Yeah, that's impossible. Even though the bar to survive in
But look though, they can talk. It's just they have to talk around louder things. Like if a car alarm went off a block down the street, you can whisper to somebody. Or if you're standing like in the movie, they stand under a waterfall, they can talk. It's just you can't talk in silent moments.
This movie, compared to most horror, is definitely lower. It's tedious as hell. You have to consistently stay quiet, otherwise you will die. The family in the movie were walking outside with no shoes. That's how bad it is. So for me to even think I have a chance of surviving in a quiet place, I'm cool. You mean to tell me if I was taking a fat number 2, as soon as it hits the water, the aliens are just gonna come finesse my head top? What are we talking about here? It's unsustainable to be that quiet for so long. It's not about it being a difficult world to move through. In fact, the world itself doesn't even look that bad. The family looked like they had a good situation going on with their farm. They were eating dinner normally, they were playing board games, and they even play music sometimes through their earphones. Like, it looked calm. But then as soon as you do something like fart in your sleep, you're dead. And as a normal person, there is no way you'd solo a Death Angel. These men are built different. They're out here running at top speeds like how man them move when they're getting chased. They can cut through practically anything easily with them finessing the car in the movie. They're bulletproof, which means even if you find a gun, it wouldn't work on them, it will just get you deleted. And then they have super echolocation. So it's like they can see with their hearing. So to the average person, they're stacked. You ain't surviving. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it were me, I'd probably be tempted to slap one in the face. They're just a lanky xenomorph. I'd be way too curious. This shit would definitely get me killed. But it's more so that in these grounds, they're dominating. It's like being...
I'm not gonna lie. If I was in there, I'll be out there blowing shit up just to see if I bring them in. Set off a noise trap over here. Fuck it. Launch 3 fireworks at this nigga. See how much he can take. I've been out there lighting shit up. That's just me though.
Michael Jordan in 96, you be smoking everyone. Also, you can't afford to be tempted to do anything and everything in this world that will make any noise. If I was out here in an apocalyptic supermarket and I saw a bag of Sensations Thai sweet chili crisps, you might need to listen to me locked in here because these crisps are heaven.
Oh, this the UK snacks? Hold on. Walkers? You know what that is? Off-brand Lay's brand? It's still their logo. So these like potato chips. Alright, alright. I'm learning ball knowledge, that UK ball knowledge, ain't it?
Thai sweet chili crisps, you might need to listen to me locked in here because these crisps are heaven. It has a perfect crunch to it, the sweet chili is amazing, and it's just an enjoyable and different experience.
Alright.
It's what you should write on my tombstone because I'm eating them, man. If I want to make some fried chicken, I'm probably gonna die as well. If I owned a farm and on that farm I had a bunch of different animals like cows and chickens, if I was milking a cow and it goes moo, I'm dead. If I were to open a door and it creaks, I'm dead. If me and my wife are about to get passionate, intimate, get into the business and preserve the human race, I'm gonna die. What you mean?
I don't know about that, nigga. A nigga like me, I'm gonna find a way. We gonna get it in early and often. You feel me? Hey, go set up a trap a mile down the street. It's funny to get active in this bitch.
To do here, man. There's only so much I can't do. I'm just a man. And let's say by God's grace you had the Death Angel's weakness, which is any high frequency sound like the daughter used without hearing it. Even then, you would still die because God forbid that whatever sound you use would only work on a Death Angel that's near or in front of you. As soon as you kill that one, like in the movie, more would come running for you. They'll be out here sprinting at 99 miles per hour to come and finesse you. They have numbers, so it's over. Best case scenario is if you get the same exact outcome as the mother and daughter did, with her just being able to blam the alien right after they start hearing the sound. But then right after that happens, just accept your fate, bro. You're finished. Look, I'm not saying that Quiet Place is a hard world to survive in. It's just difficult and annoying to be consistently quiet in. Comparing this to other apocalyptic places like The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, or flipping Daybreak, you have a better chance of...
This might be a crazy take, but I think The Walking Dead is harder than niggas make it out to be. I feel like in The Walking Dead, a lot of niggas overestimate it. Like, oh, the zombies, they only walk. I could just run away. I feel like within your first month, you will go on like a store run to get supplies. You will turn around, find out there's 40 zombies just in a big ass circle, and you're fucked. I feel like that's more likely to happen, like realistically.
Surviving in a quiet place than these others, because in those shows you have to navigate zombies you can see and hear you. It's double trouble. And even though they're not bulletproof and die much easier, you can then again just get finessed by the numbers. The only way I can see myself surviving in a quiet place is either if I live right on top or right next to a waterfall, or I just pull a Disney and live on top of Paradise Falls. Either way, my life is over here.
Get out. See And this was the movie, bro. Yeah, this was the movie. We ain't snow bunny hunters. This shit, the main reason niggas reference anytime they see a nigga with a snow bunny.
Before I even go over why I think I'd almost have no chance of surviving Get Out, I'm gonna give the best way you could never be in this situation at first. The most obvious reason that will save your life and keep you breathing. The one thing that's right in front of you that
Stay away from these white folk, man. I'm not even trying to be on that. I'm
makes
just
the
saying.
most sense is to just not be tempted by the snow. And I know what you think I'm asking of you is crazy and impossible, but trust me, as a young black man, I know how hard it is to be tempted by the white chocolate. I know from my previous ventures, sometimes you get too addicted to it. But my brothers, we must learn to leave that kind of food behind, because white chocolate is full of a bunch of food coloring, chemicals, and preservatives, whereas dark chocolate is all natural and comes straight from the trees. My brothers, stay strong, because we must be free, man. We must be
stay
free. But
focused.
anyways, let's say I wasn't Get Out. It's over, man. I'm dying. When it comes down to it,
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. If it was a badder snow bunny, in my opinion, I definitely would have been in the same predicament. Nigga, I'm not a snow hunter, but I can appreciate a bad bitch. I'm just saying.
if you were in Chris's scenario and got invited down to go see your girlfriend's family, you probably wouldn't think anything of it at first. You would take her word for it. Unless it became so bait that they were trying to con you into taking over your body, when at the start of the movie, it wasn't even like that. They greeted him nicely and came off as a normal family. Even when her brother started moving mad weird during the family dinner, out here talking about frame and genetic makeup, it's sus, I ain't gonna lie. But surely because you love your girlfriend and you want to make a good first impression in front of her family, you'd probably firm it. And when it came to other interactions like her mum helping Chris with his smoking addiction, he looked at it as a win at first rather than an uncomfortable experience. So instead of pointing out red
But that's that one thing. Like I don't play with that that mind fuckery. Like a nigga like hypnotize you. Fuck, I don't play with that. I don't play with niggas playing all up in my mind and shit.
flags
Pause.
early, there was a lot to convince Chris that I was calm out here. Other things like the groundskeeper being well spoken, your phone not being charged, or even the Fed near the start of the movie being racist, are a bunch of things that you'd most likely be on.
Now all the workers being black in there, I'm not gonna lie. If I went to went to some shit like that and all the workers, all the butlers and shit were black on this big ass like middle of nowhere ass shit, nigga, as soon as we got home, I would have broke up with her. Nigga, your parents racist as shit. Out here role playing slaves.
Phased by, because to you, it might just be a couple of common occurrences or coincidences. But then, as soon as you get to the gathering, and everybody out here in every conversation you have is talking about your race, your build, your flipping wood, yeah, by that point, I'd be uncomfortable as shit. They're weird. I'm dipping out of there,
Super
man. I
weird.
would cut. And the more and more black people turning up being a lot more well-spoken would eventually make me feel like, whose mans is this? Go home. So by this point, I'd be creeped out by these men. I would want to go home. And being a loving and supportive person in a relationship, I would turn to the woman I love, who is also trying to kill me. The biggest obstacle here for me would be my lady. She would be my biggest downfall. She would set me up and I would actually go through with it. Love is a bitch, man. But let's say I get out the chair like Chris did and knock out her brother. You're telling me I'm supposed to just John Wick my way out of there, make my way through the crib without anyone noticing, get into a car and just drive off? I mean, I probably could, but
I mean, shit. All you really gotta do, slowly creep. You find a gun, shit, nigga. You taking over the whole shit.
don't forget, Rose has a rifle, bro. She probably would hear me even coming up the stairs. And then I'm dead. She was really searching up NCAA players and eating cereal and drinking milk separately. She's a psycho. Bro, as soon as you see the photos of her with multiple different black people, it's over. Your chances are gone. You're finished. And real quick, I want to go back to talking about the groundskeeper grandpa and the maid grandma. And I'd be damned if I ever hear somebody say the word doggone keeper. Like, what the hell is that, man? I'm a black person from London. People already assume we speak posh as shit. On some, hello, governor. Hip hip cheerio. Julie, make me a cup of tea, will you, love? 2 sugars, please. No, we don't move like that, bro. We be on some.
Wait, I know they do this, but they don't speak like that on like the rich side of London. I thought that's how the UK niggas get down.
I'm on my who? I'm on my what? I'm on my blood clot, yang. It's weird. So coming from a country that's stereotyped to be very well spoken, I knew this guy was already strange. And when it came to the maid, she was out here saying the word tattletale. Who calls anyone a tattletale? Snake, rat, snitch. These are common names used to talk about people that's.
Yo, when y'all get that update? Y'all UK niggas don't say it's tattletale no more? Hold on. What's going on in the UK?
stab you in the back. But her being confused for the longest time trying to figure out what Chris meant was like, have you ever been a kid before? Holy shit. And at her first impression as well, don't forget that they're in the bodies of people Rose lured back to her family to have their bodies taken over. So physically they look young, but they're out here being confused by different words for snitch and calling people a doggone keeper. Get out of here, man. And when my man was talking about the African American
This nigga, when he like the flash snap, that shit was freaky.
experience saying it was positive, I'm from England and I knew that was some bullshit. This movie is kind of shaky to attempt an escape out of, only because I think I'd firm a lot and think differently of just being in a relationship until it was too late. That shit would get me killed. And if you were to try and survive this movie, you would either have to never visit her family. I'm talking about you make sick excuses every single time and bring up some next up bullshit just saying you don't want to go. Or you do go, you find out all the shit, then you sneak out at night when they're all sleeping and get the hell out of there, man. But in all honesty, once you sit down to have dinner with her family, you ain't coming back, bro. You're done. But
Now, once it gets to she pull out that teacup for the first time, you're fucked.
hey, in honor of spooky season, these were some horror movies I'd sign out of if I were in them. If you got any ways you'd survive or other movies I'd
Type, let me know how you feel down below, dude.
I'm not trying to score. Your heart's an open door. I got the key. I'm trying to keep composure and some more. I know you want some more. Oh, oh. Can your body hear me? Want you to feel me?